Hey guys, found my hit video. So high intensity interval training. Here we go. We're going to start off with a few little stretches and a little bit into the temple and some ninja lunges, as Sadie likes to call them, getting us a little warmed up. These get a little intense. It's 30, 20, 10 seconds. We do each hit for about a minute. I did not have a timer with me, so I kind of counted in my head, so we should be close to a minute on each one. Go ahead, stretching our shoulders out. We need our knees over our toes, our sit bones way far back. As you inhale, take in the air. Exhale, I want you hugging and lifting through that pelvic floor. Get the optimal core alignment and core strength built out of this. We do these hit moves so that we can, speed up our cardio, activate our core, maybe get rid of a few of those little extra pounds that are trying to hang around. So let's go ahead and stretch it out a little bit and get ready to go. Because when we go back into temple, we're going to do temple chair hit. So we're going to inhale it, and then on the exhales, we're going to hug and lift. So I want you inhaling up and exhaling, hugging and lifting. So as you roll up, do that nice hug and lift exhale. Inhale going down, exhale rolling up. There you go. We do 30 at a moderate pace, and then we'll speed up a little bit with 20 seconds to go. And then the last 10, we give it all we've got. As you can see, I'm using my arms to bring down my fist to my waist, which is also activating, and we're using the core strength. Now here we go, speeding it up just a little bit more. And remember to keep lots of water. Last 10 seconds, really get into it. Push those sit bones back. And walk it out. Don't stop moving because your heart rate will be up. Drink lots of water. Take 15 to 30 second break in between. I try not to do too many in a row before we take a break. It does get quite heart racy, and we will need to keep moving and let everything settle back down. There, I just kind of go back into some core lunges or temple lunges. I apologize. When you're working out, you need to drink about a ½ ounce of water per pound that you weigh. I'm picking up my block, and we're going to go ahead and put that between our legs and try to pull our big toe mountains together as much as we can. We're going to go down into our chair squats. So we're going to inhale going up, exhale, and then inhale as we're down, exhale, rolling in and up, hugging and lifting. You can see how my thighs get really tight, and we're really pushing those sit bones back. So we are really pulling that psoas muscle in and up. We want to do the lumbar wave up, even though this is really challenging to think about all these different directions at the same time. So just make sure you're breathing, holding the block, getting those sit bones out. We're going up on our tippies now for our 20 seconds. And then the last 10, we'll start jumping and really just getting into as fast as we can do it while still keeping anatomical alignment. And I'm going to hop right off my mat. And then hold and release the block. Good job. You are doing excellent. So proud of you. These are not easy to handle. So we're going to go straight into another one. We're going to squat down this time. Do our temple and then go side to side. Come up and to the opposite side. Elbow to knee. So this is our moderate slow version, where we're just getting started, getting our body warmed up to the positioning, keeping the sit bones back, the core lifted, the elbows going to opposite knees, working those sides out. And I do not believe that I went a whole lot faster through this, but I kept it at a pretty moderate pace throughout. Again, yoga meets you where you're at. You will hear me say that a million times because it is very true. So if something feels a little too hard or too long, you cut it when you feel you need to cut it. You take breaks when you need to. If it's something you cannot handle, please go down and just hold the child's pose or rest it out for a minute and then get up and keep going. The key is to never stop trying. Give it a few tries and see what you can do. If it's something that you just absolutely cannot handle, then, don't do that one, but do give it your best shot. Now, this is a new one I just learned, so I have to get my balance. And I'm calling them squat quats. I don't know why, but you go flat on your feet. You can use your block to hold on to if you need to, because it's kind of hard to stay flat on your feet, but we're just going to lift our bum up and back down, holding those temple hands. And I do believe we did about 20 of them. They're a little rough. It's a little hard to get in that position, but they are very beneficial. They work out those gluteal muscles in, I do believe, all three directions: minimus, maximus, and medius. So we want to hold on to that block. If we cannot hold out, roll up, walk those feet out, keep axial aligned. And again, keep moving. That heart rate's up. Let's go ahead and step back into our table, push it out into our child's pose, rest for a moment, roll it back up. We're just going to come to sit for a moment. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Take over for a side bend for a moment. Keep a flow. Keep that heart moving. Letting our body settle back down for a few moments. Catching our breath. We're going to step back into a plank. And again, go to your knees or elbows and knees if this is hard for you to hold. And we're going to roll in and up, back, down dog to plank. Down dog to plank. Trying to keep that nice, long, lifted sit bones from the arch of your feet up, pushing out the Y bone of your sit bones, and then still at the same time activating that deep core line up, not letting those shoulders come way up by our ears, but keeping them back. So you see that little lumbar wave, and then go ahead and take it on down to the ground, pelvic first. Take a moment to breathe. You can stack your hands and lay them down. Wiggle your hips around. Don't stop moving. Your heart rate is up. And then we're going to go ahead and just do a few little locust lifts with our feet. And just hold for a moment. Still keeping a little bit of movement while allowing our heart to calm back down to a natural rate. Hits are hard. We want to take breaks in between them. We want to drink lots of water. We want to stop if it's too hard. And if you want to throw blocks, I'm used to that. I put my picture on the DVD just for that reason. And then we're going to moonwalk out to the side, stretch those sides out. I don't think we're ready for Roy Lee yet, but the next one might be. So we're going to come back up to our down dog, lift that right leg up, hug and lift and pull it all the way in. Notice how I drop the knee and elbows, and that gives me more of a foundation. I'm going deeper, and I'm kind of backing off of my muscles. I don't want to keep anything straight. I want to bend. I want to lift. I want to come higher. And then walk it out with your feet a little bit. Press the heels to the ground. Get that nice stretch to the hamstrings. And take that opposite leg up. Roll it in and up. in and up, keeping on the balls of those feet, really using that momentum. That bend will really, it kind of uses your psoas muscle more than your legs. When you bend down, grab your foundation and make yourself go a little bit higher every time. Go ahead and twist your knees side to side, working out the areas that we've worked so hard on. There are so many muscles in the core and pelvic region that I'm not even going to name them all off for you because you will be feeling them right now. Go ahead and take a breath here and then draw in and up, hugging and lifting. And we're just going to undulate that and push back into table, into your child's pose. We're going to wide knee the child's pose and take it down really low for a nice stretch of the hips. Lay down and breathe, but continue to still kind of move a little bit. Inhaling, exhaling, hugging and lifting through that core. I'm going to flip it around now. We're going to go ahead and roll out onto our back. Take that left knee over the right. Push that left knee away from you for a moment for a nice stretch. Then we're going to take that arm and reach through the center of the leg, grab around the right leg, clasp our hands, and then hugging and lifting through the psoas for the beginning of the lift. Then we're going to hold this delicious pose and really stretch out all the area of those thighs, hips, and butt area that we just worked so hard. It's one of the most beautiful stretches. Left, right leg over left. Push that right knee away from you for just a moment. And then thread through the center with that right arm over to the left. Claps around. Exhale, hugging and lifting that up. Holding that for a moment, really stretching that out. Giving that release. Very beneficial to stretch the muscles back out after we've used them. Gives the fascia room to grow. So we're going to take our feet up in the air, roll them into our belly, back up, down, almost to the edge of the mat, back into our stomach, up, down, rolling into our stomach, up again. This is a form of the newest beach body, which is a plyo workout. Something I'm looking into learning, but I found this to be very good for yoga, and it feels really great on that bottom part of the belly, really activating it. And then hug them in really tight. Place your feet wide across the mat. Open your arms open all the way to the sides, and then drop your legs side to side in a windshield. The first couple we're going to hold for a few seconds each, giving them time, taking your head to the opposite direction of your legs. And then we'll just do a few back and forth, really allowing things to open up, warm up, stretch back out from the work we've given it. Bringing your legs together now. Taking your hands down to the ground. And you can lay here and relax for a few moments. And just take that moment of rest. You've worked very hard. You deserve it. And go ahead and